all given to him that included the devil's power. We also talked about how matters of the heart, how we can actually have the things to come into our heart basically by how someone treats us or say to us. So basically, in text, that even when we are ridiculed or we are mistreated, we have the opportunity and the choice to respond in a different way. We have that choice. To go along with choice and to go along with the matter of the heart, something actually stuck out to me that I thought that was actually very necessary to share. And it's that the matter of our character. So basically, in a nutshell, your character is a combination of your standard of conduct, meaning how you normally conduct yourself, either with each other or another entity. It's most time is often confused with reputation. But reputation and your character are two different things. Your reputation is what others think of you, whether it's true or whether it's not true. But your character is who you really are. In fact, your character is who you are when you actually think you can get away with whatever that you decide to do. So, God has an actual opinion about it. And he also cares about our character, and he gives us instructions about how to deal with our character. So actually in the book of Proverbs, he says, keep and guard your heart with all diligence, and above all, guard that, for out of it flows the issue of life. The thing about this is that we have different things that actually is able to get into our heart. It is what you hear, what you see, and through your conversation. And also where your feet carry you. So your feet can carry you to a place that you're in a crowd that you should be at. Something is said, something is did, and it impacts your life forever. Or somebody says something, somebody do something. And because of what that particular incident is, it goes to a place within ourselves that it messes with our reasoning, it messes with our functioning of how we make decisions. The Bible has a lot to say about it. So he actually mentions the importance of this, and basically says in Matthew. So we will turn to Matthew, which I'm doing now. But actually not Matthew, I'm sorry, Mark. Jesus says, what comes out of a man is what makes a man unclean and renders him unhallowed. From within, out of the heart of man, comes base and wicked thoughts, sexual immorality, stealing, murder, adultery, coveting, greediness, desire to have more wealth, dangerous and destructive wickedness, deceit, restraint, misconduct, an evil eye, slander, malice, representation, foolishness, recklessness. All these evil things come from within, and they make the man unclean and render him defiled. So basically, what we actually harbor in our heart, we actually will act out. The thing is that God not only judges our action that is done through his fleshly body, but he also judges the thoughts and intents of your heart. The thoughts and intents of your heart, basically, whatever that thing is that that you desire to do that is not right, that is not pleasing to God. And the only reason that we haven't done it yet is because we haven't had the opportunity to. And this actually drives a concern with God. Basically, that in these texts of scriptures, that we can be capable of anything. We hear all across the news different things that different people did, and you wonder to yourself, how in the world could they have done that? And really, it was in their heart, and they had the opportunity to express that. There are things that are within our heart, things that we would like to do that most likely could be wrong, could be sin towards God, and the only reason we haven't came to do that yet is because the opportunity hasn't arisen that we actually can express these things and not actually worry about being caught. Because in most cases, when we look at the news, we can see preachers, they call him having an extramarital affair. Or you can see a business exec laundering money. What made that person do that was he wanted to do that. He had that in his heart, and he saw an opportunity that he can do it and actually get away with it. But the scriptures say everything that is done in the dark will come to the light. What also makes this interesting is that because of the thoughts and the intents of the heart, in the book of Genesis, God destroyed the earth. Now, I had to look at this real close because I didn't want to take it out of its original context. The Bible didn't say that it was the wickedness that the men were actually committing. I'll read it for you. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination and intention of all human thinking was only evil continuously. And the Lord regretted that he had made man on the earth, and that he was grieved at his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy, blot out, and wipe away all mankind that I have created, and also the beasts and creeping things of the air, for it grieves me that I have made them. These were things these people were not committing, but they had these things in their heart. They had these things, and they had within their heart, and actually, if the opportunity arose, they was going to do those things. And it wasn't just one or two. The Bible says every imagination, every thought, everything you can possibly. So basically, his only thought was to sin. His only thought was to be wicked. And it grieved God so much that this character had became of mankind, and he wiped the whole slate clean. But what is interesting, we're living in that time right now. Right now we're living in that time. In 1 Timothy, 3rd chapter, verse 1, it says, but understand this, that in the last days, perilous times of great stress and trouble. For people will be lovers of themselves, self-centered, lovers of money, aroused by greedy desire for wealth, proud, arrogant, contemptuous boasters. They will be abusive, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, profane. They will be without natural affection, relentless, troublemakers, intolerant, loose in morals and conduct, uncontrolled, furious, haters of good. They will be treacherous, rash, with self-deceit, lovers of their own sensual pleasures and vain amusement more than the lovers of God. We're living in that time right now. And it is the character of mankind. God has allowed us, and he also has provided us an escape through Jesus. Died on the cross sacrificed himself for something that we wasn't able to do for ourselves, to bring us back in right standing in God. Because as of right now, if we are wicked, one thing is promised to us is the wrath of God. Your only way, your only escape from the wrath of God is through Jesus. Accepting salvation, taking upon his yoke. But also God has different ways of actually bringing us to those places. Situations is one of those things. Being in uncharted territory where you don't know which way to go, who to turn to, and you find yourself, whether you believe in God or not, praying to, as most people say, an entity that I think is God or the Almighty. But yet you recognize there is something out there that is bigger than you that actually has the power to change things. But things will only change if you surrender to him. So I want to leave you with a question. What is your situation saying to you? What is your situation that you find yourself in this place, as we call it, between a rock and a hard place, where the only person who can rescue you is not even human? It takes a bigger power than mankind. I mean, seriously, earnestly ask yourself, how did I get here? And is there something, which I love to call him, it's the Lord, because he controls everything. The Bible says there's nothing that actually happens without his permission. You find yourself speaking, or even asking yourself or questioning yourself, how did I get here and how can I get out of this? Because there is a way out. Jesus. And I want to leave that with you guys today, that you actually can ponder on that. And you have something to do.